What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, I am back, people. Little Dave from the Mongols. So somebody wanted to know my thought on this individual. First and foremost, I don't even know who this cat is. I don't really care to know who he is. All I know is he was affiliated with the Mongols motorcycle club. But before I give my thought on this individual, I have to remind you guys once again, if you guys are still struggling and not knowing where to get started in your fitness journey, I can't stress this enough. You need to shoot me a DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. I got you, people. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. You can't talk about it. You have to be about it. And like I've said in the past as well, if you're struggling with your finances, we will come up with the solution to get you going. So I don't turn away anybody. All I require from you is to give a down payment. And your credit is your word. And the reason is because I know the struggle. I've been through struggles where I've reached out for help. And all you needed was that slightest little helping hand to get you going. And by someone extending their hand and giving that help, it's a game changer to your future. It's happened to me. So that's what I'm doing. I'm paying it forward. So with that being said, people, let's get started. Little Dave, former Mongol guy, whatever position he held, president, I don't know how that stuff plays in there because I'm not involved with none of that stuff. Honestly, I don't know who this cat is. He's been popping up all over social media. So I guess he's a popular individual. Because in his world he is. I mean, I didn't know of him until certain individuals started speaking of him. I'm going to give you guys my 2 cents on the situation from what I know about it. Mr. Dave, Little Dave, whatever they call this cat, gets arrested for a charge in Pasadena. I am a Vallero. I am from the San Gabriel Valle. I know the way these police function around here, especially out there in Pasadena. Ain't nobody getting no free rides. So I'm going to keep it short and simple to this, because I don't really care to touch on this topic. It's not in my lane. I don't care who this individual is, and I don't care to find out about him. It really is none of my business, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, more than likely it is a duck, if you know what I'm talking about. Because I could tell you one thing from my life experience. I could get caught jaywalking. And depending what city it is that I'm in, them fucking hoodas ain't gonna let me go. They're gonna want to give me the blues and sock it to me. Perfect example. My last rodeo that sent me to the joint involved some bullshit ass case. To others it may sound serious, but coming from the background that I come from, the game I played growing up in my times, I was in the gunplay. I wasn't into doing felony evadings. My specialty was gunplay, allegedly. Okay, so when I got caught for this case, felony evading, they didn't release me. They held on to me. They were trying to give me 7 years. Now, while I was fighting this case, and I was housed with other individuals, and I mentioned in my other stories, they had the same cargo as me, the same case, and they're looking at county time, 16 months with halftime. Obviously, when you get in halftime is because you really never really done any crimes that where you carry on your jacket. You know, as far as myself, they weren't budging. 7 years was the offer. My case, in overall, would have fell in my favor. But the reason why I didn't take it to the box, and I'm going to tell you now, is because I had a lot on the table at that time. Yes, I was being an irresponsible person, irresponsible husband, irresponsible father. But I knew that there was people out there that loved me and that needed me, which was my wife and my kids. And I had always been their go-to person. And now that I'm in the need of someone, who do I go to? You know, I've done burned my bridges because of the shit that I was doing for this bullshit case that I got caught up with. The moral of this story is they weren't letting me go. And as far as that Dave guy, like I said, something mighty funny about that, you know. But anyway, so back to my case. I get caught up. I could have taken it to the box and taken a chance, taken a gamble. If I would have lost, I would have got that 7 years. And by me losing, I would have never been able to witness my son receiving his high school diploma and moving on forward in his future of signing up with the military. Yes, I could have taken a gamble. A lot of people would have said you should have taken it, you know. The odds were in your favor. But coming from the criminal background that I have, in all reality, the odds weren't in my favor. So I went by what I was taught. A bird in a hand is worth two in the bush. So I took it and ran with it. I ended up coming up with the deal, 32 with 80. So I took my time, went back through the system, landed back in Supermax to await the chain. I've touched on that story before about Supermax, what went on over there, and about the riot that was set off. And this relates to the Dave situation. After the dust was settled and all the interviews went through, keep in mind there were certain individuals that didn't like me to be there. It was obvious, for obvious reasons, because I was raised old school. And when I went against the House, I had support that backed me on that. So this is their scandalous way of getting rid of me. When we went through the interviews, someone obviously dropped a dime on me. And it was an individual. I don't have facts, but I could bet my life on it. He sang like a bird. Because keep in mind, I got kicked out of Supermax. and sent back to the county jail. That was all fine and dandy, I could tell you that, because I utilized the system, especially the way the system was being ran by the homies nowadays, where you had the okay to refuse movement. In my time, refusing movement was a no-no. It was an act of cowardism and low-key hiding something, that maybe you had something on your jacket. And it also interfered with movement of what needed to be done throughout our program. For those of you that know, you know what I'm talking about. I won't get into detail with that. So anyways, people, I'm not going to go dragging on about this situation, but just the behavior of that person from Supermax and the way he conducted himself, the things he did, going to the leadership inside our block and speaking on other individuals, to me is low-key as a snitch. I call it how I see it. So in this situation with the Dave, Mr. Little Dave from the Mongols, there's really no other way to look at it. Someone's singing. Someone's doing favors for somebody. Because a case as simple as mine, they didn't even want to budge. They wanted to give me 7 years. But anyways, and then the individual that told on me to get me sent back to the county jail, turned out it was a blessing. Like I said, I utilized the system. Went down to RC. Me and a few of the other homies, I got gaffled up and sent down. Got sent to our module. I told the homies, fuck this, I'm staying. Because they called me 2 weeks later to get transferred again to go back to Supermax. I told them, shh, you guys got me fucked up. I'm refusing movement. Well, the homie from the module right there said, hey G, you could refuse movement, but not from here. You got to go out there through transfer. Fine and dandy, let's do it. Ran it in, refused movement, sent me back down to RC, went to a holding tank, utilized that holding tank. Me and a few of the homies that were seasoned, we took advantage of the situation. Keep in mind, back in the day, getting processed in, you went through the whole nuts and butts and coffin squad and shit. There was no such thing as metal detectors. Nowadays, the Hudas let you know if you have any contraband, now is your time to get rid of it, because you will be put through a metal detector. So by me saying we utilize the system, I utilized the system to my fullest. I utilized it to stay back so I could get my visits from my wife, because it was a hardship for my wife to visit me in Supermax. So by me staying back in the county jail, guaranteed I'm going to get me a visita every weekend, baby. So that's what I did. And as far as utilizing the system another way, all them individuals coming in from processing, going through the holding tanks, me and the other homies, we took advantage of that situation, because these people that weren't seasoned and weren't laced up and didn't know that homies weren't allowed to go through that metal detector, they were shooting all their contraband our way, homie. Woo-wee. Was it a come up? Yes, it was, baby. Were we going to let them know? No, we weren't. We were accepting all gifts that were being shot our way. We fattened our pockets. We were able to board up. And keep in mind, this day of age was no problem boarding up. It was okay with our people, maybe not in our minds, because that's not the way we was brought up, but we utilized the system and we benefited. And long story short, it was a good process. We finally stood there, and I caught the chain from there. That's unheard of. I caught the chain, but we were living good. So anyways, people, before I end, like I said, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, more than likely it is a duck, people. Now, with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe. Share my page, my channel with your camaradas, your people, your relatives, your loved ones, or just your co-workers. Let's get my channel to grow. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button as well, and put your notification bell on all. And one last thing before I leave. Happy Halloween. Give yourself a treat. Sign up with High Power Fitness. All you have to do is shoot me a DM or send me an email at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, and I will guarantee get you on becoming that best version of yourself. I have the blueprint, people. Now, with that being said, you already know, baby. Get up and get yours. Let's do this.